This is part of a series of tips on arranging for solo guitar and becoming your own one-person band. When arranging for solo guitar, you're going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to play the chords and melody at the same time. It's very easy to obsess about chords, but remember that the melody is your main ingredient. Everything you write should be in support of the melody. There's a reason the violins usually play the melody in an orchestra, or the singers usually sing the melody in a choir. The highest note stands out. Because of that, the easiest way to make sure your melody is heard is to play it as the highest note of whatever chord you happen to be playing. And often this means leaving out a note or two of the chord form to make that happen. Here's a little snippet from my arrangement of Skylark, and these are the melody notes. At the beginning of this example, I'm using this nice big C6 chord for my harmony. The highest note of that chord is this C, high C, on the first string, but the melody note is this A on the second string. So I just leave the first string out of this chord form to get my melody note. And in the third measure of this section, I'm using this C major 7 chord, using this form with the root on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. The highest note of this chord form as I'm playing it is first string G. The melody note, however, is an E on the 2nd string. So once again, I'm going to leave out the first string in this chord form to make sure that E pops out. And same thing with this F sharp 7. I'm going to use this chord form. I'm playing it over here with the root on the 9th fret. The highest note of this chord form as played is an F sharp on the 2nd string. However, the melody note is still an E, which you can find here on the 3rd string. So I just leave the 2nd string out of this chord form and just play 3 notes to make sure that melody note is heard. Put that all together, here's what we've got. While the most common strategy for making sure your melody is heard is to put it at the top of the chord, you can also make your melody heard by putting it at the bottom of the chord. In other words, play your melody in the bass. This is a less common technique, but it offers a nice alternative to just putting your melody on top all the time. And finally, don't be afraid to play the melody by itself. That's certainly one way to make sure your melody is heard. You just heard some of that in Shady Grove. We have melody and chords here, but then we have melody alone, and some chords, more chords and melody, melody alone, melody alone. And there's a little bit of melody only in Skylark as well. So we have chord melody here, and filler chord, but right here, all melody, and then back to chords. Check out this video if you're looking for ways to alter chords to fit your melodies. And for more guitar lessons, music theory, and solo guitar arrangements, please subscribe.